How is it going today?
Lois.
Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne N Jazz. Today we have for you WandaVision episode 7 promo, but we're going to talk about episode 6 as well.
Yep.
A lot has happened.
A lot.
And the episode was short.
At least we have so many questions.
I was mad the episode was shorter because last episode was so good.
Yes,
the episode
and it was longer.
Episode 5 was amazing.
Yes, episode 5 was longer and like they gave you more stuff, and then like we saw at the beginning of episode 6, it was like, how long is it? We saw like 30 something. It was like I was like, oh my god.
We're gonna get into it. If you guys have any reaction requests, please follow us on social media in the link in the description. We'll get to subscribe.
Right.
Let's dive on in.
This, all of this is for us. So let me handle it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. It's probably just a case of the Mondays. Am I right? This is our home.
Then let's fight for it.
Oh.
Hey, don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband can die twice.
Yay! Oh. Man. When he said that last episode, man, I was like, ooh. No, you didn't.
No, he didn't say that.
I was like, you don't want to die, yo.
Right.
You just got here. Like, you don't want to die.
You don't want to die again.
Right,
yeah.
right. You don't want to die twice. Come on.
Oh, man.
But that episode, it wasn't as wild. I wouldn't say it was as wild as like the other one. But this episode, it had a Malcolm in the Middle type feel. Because like when I was watching it, I was like, this is like some type of sitcom that I did see before, but I wasn't pinning my name on it. And then I was like, oh wait, it's Malcolm in the Middle that they're copying this time. And it seems like this Pietro is in the house now, and he's like, living with them and sleeping on the couch, and the kids are like, getting used to him being around and stuff like that, and he's like playing with the kids. And there's a part where he woke up and he was like, oh yeah, something about demon spawn, basically
calling the kids a demon spawn. I was like, there's a lot of little references about hell. Right. And also, they were kind of like scared of him. They were like, is he like a vampire or something? I thought that was kind of weird.
No, I thought that was just because, like, like they're kids and they didn't want to wake him up and see what would happen and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I think. Hey. I don't know.
Also, Agnes was in the credits too.
She was in the intro.
And the intro. Yeah, she was in the intro, and then she had like naughty on her butt.
Yeah,
right. Had her.
And I think that's another reference to her being a witch and stuff.
Yeah, had her bedazzled. I was like, I just found it interesting that now she's in the
intro, like with the family and everything. Like she's always there. Like and she's not gonna leave. Like
nobody else is in the credits except her.
And she doesn't have a last name either. I noticed that because all of them had like full names or whatever, but hers just said Agnes.
Right, and I was just like, And they still remember when they was at the S.W.O.R.D headquarters outside of the Hex, that they still haven't found who she was. Yeah,
they still haven't.
So it was just interesting.
But this episode was weird because it was like, okay, the last episode before that, Vision was like arguing with her and saying like, why aren't there other kids here, Wanda? What's going on here, Wanda? And now this episode, there's kids. There's kids all around because it's Halloween.
For the children.
Yeah, for the children, and to have, I think she did that to incorporate the full like Halloween experience for her kids, to have other kids around. And then it was cool how their Halloween costumes were like their costumes in the comic book.
Vision and Scarlet Witch, even though we haven't given her a name yet.
Then, but also Quicksilver. His was like with the hair and the lightning bolt and the blue. I was like, okay, that's Quicksilver's costume. But they didn't use the green one for Speed. They didn't use that one.
Yeah, I don't think he's not yet. Not yet, because I think they're trying to make like the Young Avengers.
Yeah, but Wiccan had his kind of. Like his was kind of similar to how it is in the comics. So I was like, okay, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So they gained their powers. They realized their powers. It's
that episode they did, they were using them.
And then it was like Pietro kept breaking the fourth wall. Remember they was having a conversation that like, and she was trying to like quiz him. He's like, do you remember this?
Oh yeah, because she's trying to see.
Yeah,
because she's trying to see if he's the real one, if he's the real brother.
Yeah.
So that's why she's like, okay, you still don't look like my brother that I'm used to. So let me just ask you these questions to confirm that you're like inside.
You're really him.
And then that's why he was like, oh, you're testing me.
Right, but he's still dodging the question.
Yeah, he's still didn't answer it.
And she's like, what happened to your accent? And he's like, what happened to yours?
When he said that, I was like,
very true, ma'am.
Well, I understood why her accent went away because it was like Black Widow told her to.
Yeah, Black Widow told her to because they was on the run and you can't be going around with a thick accent trying to be in hiding.
Yeah.
They were like, you ain't from here, are you?
So that's why hers went away. But when he said that, I was like, ooh.
The same reason why Cap had long hair because they were trying to actually blend in and hide. Yeah. And who would know how to better to hide than Black Widow?
Right.
So.
But I just love the questions that Pietro was asking Wanda, like just randomly. Like he'll just be catching up with her, like, oh my God. And she'd be like, yeah, isn't this great? He was like, yeah, it's great. He said, so how did you get those kids?
Right. Did you?
And it was like, and she was like, what? It was like, don't worry. He said, I'm not faulty you, but yeah, like they came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like basically saying like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. And remember the creepy jump scare that they had when they keep shooting these dead corpses?
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
That was like, I was like, oh no. And it had like the bullet holes.
Yeah.
And he was.
But then when they showed that, that's what lets me know, okay, so this is the same Pietro.
Yeah.
Because it's having the same bullet wounds that the other one went through. So like, yes, it's still him, but he just has a different face.
It might. I still think it might not be him. It might. I have like a few people that might be Mephisto or Mephisto related because I'm like, he was like, remember you called to me because he was like, how did you, he said I just woke up from being shot or something.
Yeah,
and
he was
you called to me and I came in here to do this and do this and give you grief and I was like, grief. Don't you want to give her joy?
No, not give her grief. Like give like the family grief. Like like being like the annoying uncle. And everything.
I understand that, but still, the part of me is like still like like give her grief. Like maybe he is trying to push her over the edge for some certain reason. Because it seems like everything has been trying to push her over the edge. Like Agnes at the edge of town. Wanda was telling the kids because they got their powers,
mention
right?
that at the edge of town, when you get closer to the edge of town, like Vision was, because he lied to her saying that he was gonna do like the neighborhood watch. And stuff. And then she was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me that you're like you're not." Well, first she said you're not supposed to, and then he said, "What? I'm not supposed to do what?" And then she switched it like, you didn't tell me that you were going to do it. He was like, well, I'm telling you now that I'm doing it.
And then she talked to Herb. Right. And Herb was like, no, he's not on watch duty today,
dog. And then she was like, oh, I thought he told me that. And so he lied and basically was trying to figure out the real truth about this town, like what's going on. And he ventured out to like the outskirts of the town. And the further that he went to the outer barrier.
Yeah, you're not supposed to go past Ellis Street because she told Wiccan
to stay away from there.
Speed to stay away from there. Yeah, both of them to stay away. Don't go past. He got his powers. He learned his powers, and he's like, don't go past Ellis Street. And then he saw Agnes in the car.
They were like glitched or whatever, or they were like unresponsive. Like the closer that they were outside, and the more that you go inwards, they're more active and everything. So I thought that was.
So the lady was like on like a laundry thing, trying to put some Halloween direction. She kept going like this, and she has to like shed that one single tear. Like she knows that she's like
I can't stop this.
Yes, basically. That's crazy. But also there was a part where Herb was like, do you need me to do anything? Like change anything for you? And he was like, he's almost like a CIA agent here, like a wire.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
no.
And I was like, I'm like, because Agnes and him kind of like, I don't know. I think Herb, after that, I'm like, Herb might know a little more too.
Well, Herb knows because he definitely knew from that time when he was cutting the hedges. But I think that Agnes. They're both fully aware of what's going on. And they're just trying to keep her happy, basically.
Yeah, maybe. Agnes, I don't know. The episode made it seem like Agnes was trapped too.
She was
like, "You're an Avenger."
When she got woken up.
Yeah, when she got woken up.
When she wasn't, she was just sitting there like, just because she was at Ellis Avenue, was it?
Right, Ellis Avenue, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But she was sitting there at the car, just sitting there, just frozen. And then until Vision touched her, and then she was like, "Oh my God, like you're an Avenger,"
you're
and
dead.
Stuff like that. And then he's like, "What do you mean an Avenger?" So he doesn't have memory of him.
Nope.
Being
anything
an Avenger.
Prior to being in that area.
So he doesn't know that. And then she's like, "Well, how can you not know? Like, why don't you know that you're an Avenger?" And then she's like, "Am I dead?" Because she's talking to him, and he's like, "Why is that?" She's like, "Because you're dead. You're dead." And she kept on repeating it and everything. It's like,
and she started laughing like a witch.
And she was laughing like a witch, and I'm like, okay, this is obvious now that she's a witch because it was many references in past episodes where like maybe she is, and now she's dressed up as a witch. She's cackling like a witch. She has the word naughty on her butt in the intro. Like she's a witch.
Yeah, I'm like, she. I'm trying to think. Did people know about Vision? Did people?
What you mean?
Was like I don't think Vision was like super popular. So how does she know he was an Avenger?
I mean,
I don't know.
People know about the Avengers fighting and stuff, and you saw Vision there. So
right.
it's like,
I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing.
If they're going to report on Avengers and who was there, they're going to report like, yeah, Vision was there fighting.
Yeah.
Alongside like, everyone else. Like Iron Man and everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not a secret.
I don't know because I guess so. He's not a secret because at the time Wakanda was still a secret.
Yeah, Wakanda's a secret.
Wakanda
but not now.
But not now.
Came out, but like at the time.
At the time, Wakanda was. That's why I was like, was he like a full-fledged Avenger at the moment? But I'm guessing he was. I'm guessing he was part of the S.W.O.R.D deal that happened. But also on the flip end, we talking about everything that's happened on the flip end. Vision was like, okay, he's trying to get out, but on the opposite end, we had to deal with Hayward. Oh, I can't stand Hayward, man.
Yo, get rid of Hayward. He's blowing me.
He is blowing me.
When he said that thing to Monica about, like, oh, you're lucky that you wasn't here. Maybe it was a good thing you wasn't here to see your mom die.
Oh.
I would have turned the hell up. Like,
I would have smacked him. You know when you
like, I would ignore all your other slick comments, but that one about my mother, you got me messed up.
Right.
I'm going to cut.
She was telling Hayward to stop being such a coward because stop
trying to attack her because
exactly,
if you attack her and she has control, like he's not even thinking about it. Like, okay, think about this. Wanda, who we know now has control over the whole town and she's inside their minds. If you was to kill her, what would happen to the people that she's controlling? Are they gonna die too? Like what's going to happen?
Exactly.
You are not even
You don't even think of the consequences.
Right.
Most generals or people in power usually think, oh, if I do this,
shoot!
If I do this, then this might happen. Especially, and that's just in our world. Imagine if he was in a superhuman powered world.
I'm like,
you don't know what could happen.
You don't want to piss off a very powerful Avenger. Like, you don't.
So do you think this is an Avenger level threat right now?
Yes.
I think so too.
I really do think so.
I think this is an Avenger level threat.
Especially when Vision was trying to escape out of there because he found the barrier.
We gotta talk about before you talk about that, you gotta talk about how Hayward was having some dirty little secrets. Because he kicked Darcy, Wu, and Monica off the base, saying that, you guys are not impeding in this case. And then they Wu beat up the S.W.O.R.D people that was trying to take them off the base. And then Darcy hacked into the system and was hacking through Hayward's whole file. And they come to find out there was a tracker on Vision.
Yeah, they're tracking Vision.
There's a vibranium decay. I didn't even know vibranium could decay.
I think it might be something with the stones.
Yeah, I think it might be the powers, or they took Vision apart. When he died in Infinity War, he was a full body person.
Yeah.
And now he's like in pieces. So I don't know if they did something in there, but they definitely could track him. So that means they knew where he was in the beginning. And that was just telling you that Hayward knows a lot more than he's giving Monica.
Well, I think that he has other motives as to figure out what's going on. So I think that he's mainly interested in Vision. That's why he's just like, oh, kill her. Like, just kill her at every moment. But when Vision was trying to go out, and that brings us to the red
hex.
Yeah,
barrier.
The red hex on the outside. Because remember I asked, I was like, if Vision was to walk out, would he then be alive again? Because it seems like everything that's real in there is real out there once he gets out.
Right.
So that's why I was like, let me see. Like when he walked out, like, okay, is he gonna die? Like let's figure it out. And then it looked like he was getting pulled apart to come back into there. Like you're not supposed to come out. So it's like that barrier now is like nothing, whatever goes in is going to get hurt and whatever tries to come out is going to get hurt.
Exactly.
And I think it's really the hex I was getting. When he came out, I was thinking at first like, okay, is he dying because he was dead before? Or is he dying because of the hex barrier hurting him? And it looked like it was the hex barrier hurting him.
It looked like it. It looked like,
because as soon as she expanded it, because Wiccan, his powers
activated because he was like, help.
He's hearing dead.
And he was like, help these people. Because they're because Wanda has control. They have no free will.
And then he was hearing Vision's voice saying, help me and stuff. And that's when he told Mom, something's wrong with Dad. Something's wrong with Vision. And then that's when Wanda she was like, where is he? He was like, I don't know. But he needs help. And then that's when she turned on her powers and then expanded the dome barrier, whatever, to go further, and then that's when all the S.W.O.R.D people started running because they didn't want to get caught up in that.
And Darcy was like, Darcy's brave by the way. Darcy's brave by the way.
Yes.
Because I'm like, you supposed to get that last file because he was hiding something because it was Hayward's eyes only. Her nosy self went outside and then was like, y'all gotta help him, and I was like, y'all gotta do something. They just watched. They were like, no, and they handcuffed her to the truck. And as the hex was expanding. she got sucked into the hex.
But the thing was, did you notice that like when everybody was getting sucked into the hex, like you saw them transform, like some S.W.O.R.D agents turn into like clowns and stuff like that, and like vans turn into like ice cream trucks or whatever.
And then helicopters turned to hot air balloons.
Yeah, turned into a hot air balloon. And with Darcy, they didn't show what she turned into.
Oh,
fudge. They just washed over her, and then it was like, we don't know what she looks like right now.
I know.
So that's gonna be something that maybe we can reveal in the next episode.
Yeah.
And everything. And I don't know if I don't know who Monica is meeting, but I feel like it might be Reed Richards.
Maybe.
From the Fantastic Four.
Yep,
so I feel like that's her friend, because she still hasn't said her friend's name.
Not yet. I think that's gonna be a seriously
I feel like
dope
that's
cameo.
Super cool.
If they do that in here, it's gonna be so good. Also, let's not forget about that. Darcy was telling Monica that you went into the hex twice, and now your DNA is changing at the molecule level or whatever.
Molecular level. She was like, you know what? I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah, I'm like, why is she so?
I think that she doesn't care about it. I think that she truly doesn't care about what's happening with her, and she really feels like Wanda is still like a good person and stuff like that. And I really think she believes that. But I still think that Wanda was trying to mess her up. Like Wanda's like, get out of here, basically. So. And
then when Hayward and Monica were talking, remember he disrespected Monica heavy. He was talking about also Carol Danvers.
Yeah, he was like, I know you had a relationship with her.
Right, and I'm like, yo, what's up with this? I feel a little, I ain't gonna lie, I feel a little shade between Monica and Captain Marvel.
If I was Monica,
Danvers.
Well, there's obviously shade between them.
Something happened,
I feel like it's just because, you know, like Carol is very powerful, and she felt, and probably Monica felt like you couldn't even like, you know, see my mom when she was in a hospital. Maybe you couldn't, you know, come down
or like save our planet, because this is our whole planet.
Yeah,
the only time she came,
saving other planets and stuff, but you just forgot.
That's the same thing Rhodey said. He said, "Now where were you?" And she was like, "Well, other planets need saving more than ours." But I'm like, this is your home, though. Yeah, this is where you come from.
Yeah, it's like you're acting like out there is more home than
here.
You know, you're actually from. You know,
right?
They probably feel like betrayed.
Maybe it might be even more to that. It might be like, you know, the radiation from, you know, Captain Marvel, you know, maybe gave Monica mom's cancer or something, and she couldn't forgive her or something like that. And it was just, she was a little nonchalant. So I think she didn't have her powers before, but she might get them now.
I think that she definitely has them now.
You think she has them now?
I feel like she has them now.
I think she's gonna have them.
I feel like that she has them now, but she doesn't know how to use them, or isn't aware that she has them. I feel like she has it now, but she's not aware.
I think she's getting them now. I think she's gonna go in there one more time. And when she goes in there that last time, she's gonna fully become Spectrum or whatever they go call her.
I just think that she has them now because of the fact that when she got pushed out of the thing, she was barely hurt at all. And Monica, but Wanda seemed like she was fully intending to hurt her by saying like, you know, why are you here? You again. I'm like, oh, okay, so you wanted to hurt her.
Yeah, that is true.
Then I'm like, so she's here, not hurt. She's like, why is that? So I think that's why she has the powers now, but she doesn't know.
Yeah, you're right about that. I agree. I don't know. I'm still gonna say that she hasn't got her powers yet. That maybe one more time inside, she's gonna become, you know, Spectrum. But I think that's everything in the episode. S.W.O.R.D agents turned into clowns, and the hex expanded.
And now we don't know who's what.
We don't know who's what.
Hayward
luckily got away at the end. He got away.
Yeah,
he got away. I was like, get him. Yeah. I was like, get him.
Get his ass.
But it didn't catch up to him. He escaped. So I mean, at this point now, at first it was like, okay, it was like a little small town thing. Now this is a threat because she expanded that thing, and I think she's gonna expand it maybe to the whole world. I think she's gonna get so mad because even in the trailer that we just saw, the little promo trailer, she was like, "This is our home. Let's fight for it." She's gonna get so mad, and they're gonna fight, and it's gonna get to a point to where she's just has a big mental breakdown, and it says, "Let there be mutants,"
and I think
the whole world
into the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, multiverse of madness, and the Spider-Verse movie that they're probably gonna be doing. So I think she is gonna be a villain
for sure.
For sure,
she's gonna be a villain,
and it's gonna be super lit. I don't know what side the kids is gonna be on though. I
would think
because they have their own mind. Like they legit
they have their own mind,
free will. Her powers do not work on her kids. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. So we gonna see what happens. I'm excited for the next episode. 3 more episodes, man. I need these last 3 episodes have to be an hour long, man. They have to be an hour long. But what do you give it 1 through 10?
1 through 10. I give it a 9. I gotta knock a point off.
Give it a 9?
I gotta knock a point off.
You go higher.
I gotta knock a point off for how long it is. Like, can y'all come on?
This is the only, we haven't had Marvel content in a year, and they're giving us these 30-minute episodes with like 7 minutes of credits.
In the beginning, because I'm like, okay, the old sitcoms, they run for like, 30 minutes or whatever like that.
20 minutes.
Now that we're getting into the meat of stuff, I'm like, okay, give us more. Like,
Exactly. I'm gonna give it an 8 this week. I'm gonna give it down because I was like,
what?
Get to the good stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, I want to know if Pietro is Mephisto or who is this guy. I don't think he is. I don't think it's Pietro's her brother. I don't think this guy's her brother. I really don't.
I don't think he's Mephisto.
You don't think he is? I don't know. I remember I said everybody was Mephisto.
I really think that Ralph is because we have not seen
We haven't seen Ralph. You were right about that. I think that's the agent that Agent Wu is trying to find Ralph because we haven't found Ralph yet.
Yep, I feel like might be Mephisto. I already know that Agnes is not. I know that she's
where's Dottie been at? Remember?
Dottie?
Yeah, where's she at? I haven't seen her in a long time. Remember, she's supposed to be Queen Bee of the. You would think she would be like Wanda's rival, and even when Halloween, see her walking down the street, be like, "Hey, Wanda," like or no, we haven't seen her at all. So I don't know. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. But anyway, guys, comment below. Let's
never get to like
subscribe
and
to
share
some more.
this